It's January, and it's a Wednesday, and it's the 24th. Tomorrow, we have our last home boys basketball game. If you go to it in the stands, we get a chance to get house points for it. We're going to do a grammar review here in a moment. I'm going to do a quick talk about it. Back to fable speeches. Well, for you guys, we get to start fable speeches tomorrow. My other classes, we got partway through it. It'll just sort of depend, but we should be able to get through all of them by Friday. Fingers crossed. Honor Society. If you have questions in a moment, I can answer them to try and help you out. But since I did not get much of a chance to talk yesterday, essentially the way this is going to work is it's not really a smart kid club or a good kid club. It's more of a leadership thing where we are trying to teach kids how to be leaders here in junior high. Because junior high is where you sort of figure out who you are and who you want to be. And years ago, when I was a wee lad teaching here, we realized we did not necessarily have good leaders in 8th grade or going into high school. So we decided to start the Honor Society to start training kids to be leaders. The only reason we use grades is at the beginning of 7th grade, pretty much grades come off responsibility. Do you turn in work? Do you pay attention? Do you do the things you're supposed to? Then your grades pretty much stay pretty strong. So the grades were a good indication of responsibility. Leadership comes from being responsible. So that's what we're aiming for. If you are not wanting to be a leader, it's not for you. It is a club for people who are wanting to learn how to be a leader in 8th grade and a leader going into high school, where you are the ones that we are going to start relying on to sort of run things. That way we have kids that we know we can depend on anytime a teacher is absent or anytime we need something done. You become those kids that we know we can rely on because you are those trustworthy leader kids. That's what we're working for. Our other goal was, I like making the world a better place. So part of that was community service, where you go out and just volunteer your time to make the world a better place. Most of the stuff I do here at school, I don't get paid for. I volunteer my time because I want to see the world become a better place. So we make you go out and make the world a better place along those same lines. If you are interested in doing it, yours is going to be due a week from Monday. It is not due on the actual due date because we don't wait till the last day to turn it in. You're going to have to turn it in a little bit early. We'll talk more about that next week. Next week, I'm going to start asking you if you are planning on doing it. I'll say, is this a thing you want to do? If so, I get to keep bugging you every day. If you say no, then I stop bugging you, and that's fine with me from there. Part of leadership, as an example, I also get to talk about Camp Tecumseh next week and give you the first full all-day spiel where I tell you all the fun things we're going to be doing there. Part of camp is I like to be nice to kids. I make your groups. I make every group of everybody you interact with while you are at camp. My goal is, if you are a kid that does not irritate me, you get to have a friend in your group because that makes people happier. If you're Honor Society, you get to have 3 to 4 friends in your group. That is sort of the reward of you going through all this work. Here's the problem, if you're Honor Society. There are some kids who make poor choices, and they don't get to have their friends in their group because they make poor choices, and I can't put them with other make poor choice kids. I have to put them into a group of leaders. Guess what's going to happen if you have your group of 3 to 4 friends? You're going to have that kid in your group that you get to help bring up because you have volunteered to be a leader person. Also, leaders always volunteer to go first for speeches and stuff like that because that's what leaders do when other kids don't want to step up. You step up and say, I'm a leader, I volunteer. So it goes back and forth. We also do like movie nights where it's just for the Honor Society kids. We have like the LGI and have popcorn and have like a giant movie. And so we do activities where we get a chance to bond and give you a chance to hang out with those kids. That's what we're looking for. But it's a thing you want to do. If you are that borderline kid who sometimes makes scriboobery goober choices, you kind of have to give up your scriboobery goober choices. If you want to be Honor Society, you can't be a kid that gets in trouble. You can't. Can you lose B points? Sure, you're human. But in classes, you should not be the kid that I have to worry about making poor choices in a class. You are the one that makes the good choices in a class. So I'm hoping that helps give you some guidance as far as it goes. Matei.
So you should have said about like being like asking one of the staff members, can we ask you for like this?
So, good question. So the way it works is you have to ask one FJH teacher or staff member or somebody here for a recommendation. I am more than happy to do it, so is Mrs. Butz. Here's the problem. We are also on the voting board of who gets votes in. If you use us for your rec, we can't vote for you because we can't write a rec and vote. So you have to decide, do you want me voting for you or writing a recommendation for you? And so I cannot do both. No teacher can do both. So I'm more than happy to write that letter for you, but that means you take me out of the pool of teachers who get to vote. So as long as you feel you can impress the other ones, you should be good. Okay.
So it's okay. So I can ask anybody outside of the group, 11, 13 people inside.
Read.
How do people make it to the group?
We have no set number. We go off of just behavior and recommendations. Some years it's 50, some years it's 150. One depends on how many kids are actually going to do it, because you have to write like responses and little essays. You have to go out and talk to people, and that scares off a lot of kids. But part of being a leader is not being scared off by things like that. But then you guys saw the kids in that group. There were kids there who are smart and not good kids. We try to keep out those not good kids. So that's part of what we do, is some of those kids will still turn in a recommendation or turn in the letters, and then we go there and I'm like, yeah, that's not a kid I can trust. If you're not a person I trust, even if you turn in stuff, then you don't make it. But if we have 150 great kids turn it in, we take 150. If we have 100 kids turn it in and 80 of them are good, we take 80. It just sort of depends. We have no set number. We're just looking for quality. Felipe.
Where do the other recommendations come from?
Any other adults that you know. Past teachers, if you go to churches, if you play sports, if you're in other clubs, wherever you want. So it's up to you on that one.
And can they all be recommendations from teachers at FJH?
No. Only one can be an FJH teacher. We want you to have to go out and talk to other people, because it's awkward and it makes kids nervous, and that's one of the things you have to be able to do, because you're going to represent us at other schools. So we need kids to be able to man up, or will man up and talk to people. That was a big discussion we had as teachers about whether they could all come, and we decided that we want kids to have to go out and talk. Yeah.
So the recommendation, just like write something down.
So if you go on that application that had a little QR code, there's a recommendation letter you can just print off and send to them, or just email to them. Or they can just write a letter. It's just usually printing it off makes it easier on them, because just like, check, are they good, are they bad, and stuff like that. Or they can just write you a letter and say, Matthew's the bomb, and that's fine too. Okay. Were you raising your hand? It's hiding behind her head. Yes, Summer.
So for like the essays, do I just have to write it on like being a good leader?
There's directions.
Uh,
Yeah, there's 5 different ones you have to write, and they're each one like a paragraph or 2 paragraphs. Like you're going to tell one about what examples have you, and I'll talk more about that next week as kids start to actually read the directions and stuff like that, and we get closer to it. That's not a knock on you, that's a knock on every kid, and I'll talk more about that as we get into it. Yes.
So like when they form, because I saw that it has to be typed, like do they have to type it and then send it to you, or like?
You can't control other people. You can only control yourself, so we don't worry about that part. Felipe.
Do you think I could type the essays over the weekend?
Do you think you can? I mean,
But like, do you think I'm ready to do it, even though like you haven't told me?
oh yeah, that's fine. What if you read the directions?
Yeah.
Yes. And then save it, and then if I tell you a thing and you're like, uh-oh, then you just go back and change it. And you should be fine. Yes.
So when is it due?
A week from Monday.
It's not this Monday.
That's the 6th, right?
I think it's the 4th. I think the 6th is the Wednesday. I'll have to double check. Summer again. Hang on. Summer, and then read, and I get to move on. Ask me when we're in the library. Summer.
besides those like the ones we need from FJH, are we able to get it from like our recommendations from the same place?
Yeah, like if both of them come from Sand Creek, that's fine. Or both of them come from church, that's fine. Yeah, great. Good job. All right. So from there, questions as far, yeah, I tried. You were staring out the wall.
No, I was looking at the car.
That's fascinating. Questions as far as you guys doing the speechy thing tomorrow that I can help you with on this. Matei.
So, can I ask a question about the speech? Is it still on B points?
No, this is for a grade.
No, like I mean, is the person that's going first still depending on the B points?
Oh, that part, yes. That still goes off B points. Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
Is there a limit to how many times you can look down at a paper?
Two.
already.
Yes. And so far, I don't think I've only had one. I mean, you guys wouldn't get to it all, but most of my other classes we got to like between 4 and 6, and I mostly had the kid. I think I only had one kid even look down at it. Once you start talking and you're up there and you can just make stuff up, most kids don't bother looking down. So it's usually not much of an issue unless you just freak out, which does happen. Read.
Can I get like a new paper so I can like rewrite my story because I think it's a little too long.
Yeah. You can print it for free, or you can buy one for 3 points.
Can I like buy one for free?
Yeah. Buy one for 3.
No, buy one for F
He said
or
print for
E.
free.
Yeah, I know. He knows too. It's
No,
okay.
wait. Will you like print it for me though?
No.
You
I can print it for 3.
I'll print it.
I know we can play this game as much as you want.
No, give me like you print the paper.
Uh-huh. For 3.
No, like
All I hear you saying is, Mr. Brovic, will you do work for me? And the
He
answer
said
is yes.
you read. He
No,
said you
no, wait,
print the
wait,
paper.
You can print
the
it.
paper
wait, so
for
where's
free.
the PDF?
This magical place called Canvas on this magical place called Today.
Okay, well will you send me that on Remind?
Yeah, no. You have your own.
Can I print it in the, can I print it in the
Just
library?
stop.
Can I print it in the library?
You're just gonna make yourself.
Any other questions that don't involve me having to attack a child about not having me do work for them? Joe-yo? Good stuff. So, next up, here is where your notebook comes in. Turn to a page that you can easily find, and we are going to write down a couple notes. My goal with this is, I am not teaching you grammar. You should already know grammar. I'm aware some of you don't know grammar, but my goal with this is not to teach you. I could teach you, but that's not what I'm trying to do. So today, I'm just going to have you write down notes to try to help you out in some way. So that's what we're going to take a look at.
Yo, I gotta get a B on my fire.
So on here, it does not matter what side you put it on. You are just going to find a spot where you can find it again later. So you pick a spot in notebook.
Are we gonna use it in the future then? And then I'm not to like use it.
Nope, you're fine. Pick whatever page you want to put it on and we'll work around it. That page looks perfect. If you're worried, go to page X.
That's what I'm worried.
There you go. Problem solved.
That's 10.
So on here, my goal today is I'm going to give you a small review where we just sort of go through things. If you don't write anything down, that's fine. It just means you can't use this. Next week we have a grammar test. Anyone that does not get a B or higher has to retake it every week. You also have the ability now, I'm going to start doing weekly grammar IXLs. If you have done well on the quiz or the test next week, you don't have to do the IXLs. That is my reward to you for doing well on test and showing me that you know it. You don't have to do the IXLs. You've tested out of them. So I'm going to try to help you get there. So that's my goal with this. Because in theory, it's a thing you're supposed to know. I'm aware you don't know it. I'm going to show you how to learn it here in a moment. So taking a look, you're going to write down noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, conjunction. And then I'm going to try to help you out by giving you a little thing that it's about, giving you some examples. Then we're going to take a look at 2 quick sentences, and then we'll be done. So in theory, this is going to try to help you.
So this is a game. Is this a really a game?
I mean, it's a game for me. We'll see how it goes. It's probably not. I've changed it from what I originally had planned because I think kids are struggling more than I had anticipated. Hang on. As a quick question, have you guys ever learned grammar?
Yeah.
I learned it like.
And part of it is I don't want to make assumptions. The fact that it's one of those things where I have to go to my weekly teacher meetings, and part of it is we have the expectation that you guys know what nouns and adjectives are, but I'm realizing that there's a chance that your teachers have just failed you in the past and you just never learned them. And if that's true, then I'm going to show you how to learn it here in a moment. And if you did learn it, good. And if not, then it's not on you. That means people have failed you. So we're going to try to help. So noun. What are nouns?
Person, place, thing,
There you go. Person, place, thing, idea. An idea is like love or hate. You can't really see hate. I mean, you can see hate on someone's face. Watch them when they walk into math. But you can't actually see hate. Just like love, you can't see your thoughts. You can see a kid thinking, but you can't see their little thought bubble come above their head. You can watch the gears turn and the smoke come out their ears. That's a whole different thing. What are pronouns?
It's like what you go by.
True. Those are examples
It's
of.
like you can replace it.
That's the word I'm looking for. They replace a noun. Kyle gave me the answer. He did a good job. He replaces Kyle. Summer likes to roll her eyes at me when I make weird jokes. She has an interesting sense of humor. She replaces Summer. So it's a thing that replaces something else. I am going to give you a list of pronouns. These are all the pronouns that pretty much exist. If you want to write them down to make your life easier. He, she are pronouns. Her, him are pronouns. I and me are pronouns. They, them, we, us, it. Those are your pronouns.
It.
Shut up.
Is that attacking another student?
Mr. Broviak, I identify as a loss of points. He
Hours.
says, making fun of children. And I'm going to make those examples disappear in a moment.
No,
I can't go to the next one.
Like actually,
Mr. Brovik, is that just
actually.
Just
Actually, I know all of them.
I mean, you can add extra letters to it if you
It,
want.
it's.
But
Just in.
I thought him was a pronoun.
You mean the one that says him right there?
But why does it not just say he, him, she, her?
Because I did.
Because you'll never be him.
And you'll always
Exactly.
be her. You'll always be her.
Look
You'll
at you.
always be them.
Mr. Broviak, get involved. Okay. Verbs. What are verbs?
describing
Bro, like action, seriously.
Bro, there's a video you can watch later. It's on Canvas, right next to the link.
Wow.
It has 0
Bro.
likes.
So, action, or, and this is where most kids get messed up, it's also linking and boring things. Am, is, are, stuff like that. No, that's a different word.
No, I put
That's a verb.
everything down. No.
No.
Wait.
Like for pronoun, I did person, place, or
I'm not
thing.
getting rid of this one. I'm adding to it.
Oh.
Here is a list of all of your linking verbs. Is, are, am. Those are linking verbs. He is smart. I am tall.
I'm literally
Those work
learning
as
this
verbs.
English composition.
Exactly.
Was word. He was losing points. You were a bunch of dummies.
Excuse me. Is that attacking students?
Not you,
No.
other kids that are writing notes down.
I
Has, have, had. He had B points.
I already did it.
And you
She
don't.
has points. Could, would, should. I could be mean to you. I should be mean to you. I would be mean to you.
And you are
Uh-oh. I did forget poopy.
are.
Yeah.
R's right there. I forgot will. W-I-L-L and B. Dang it. I'll have to add those in. W-I-L-L will. I will smack you. And then B. Not
That's
like
like
the
my dad.
little, the little buzzy thing, but B as in being verbs. I don't think I've ever used this word B. You can be smart. There you go.
You
B.
can't.
I am smart.
Good job.
Hey, I'm joking.
Thank you. Bro.
Bro, I have always so much fun,
Damn.
bro. Adjectives?
Describing something. Describe a noun.
That's what we're looking for. Have to describe a noun or pronoun. That tall boy. He is fast. So they are describing a noun or a pronoun.
Purple.
Jojo.
Typically only one word.
Typically only one word. You are correct.
Or color. It can also be a color.
That's the one.
Then what is an adverb?
Describes a verb.
There you go. Describes or modifies a verb or an adjective. Whew, that boy is really tall. Really modifies tall. What do they normally end in?
Oh, wow.
That makes it easy.
L-Y-E-D.
Ending in ly is like 90% of them.
E-D.
There are some that don't. Ed is not an adverb.
Yes, it is. Walked.
That's a verb.
No, like
That's actually
No.
an adverb.
Yes, that's what I was saying. No.
no, like it's actually an adverb. I'm learning this in conflict.
Exactly. Like we just
Reed,
learned
you
this
don't
yesterday.
have calm.
No, two days ago.
Reed, do you actually have calm?
Yes.
And then a conjunction is?
It adds things together.
Yeah, like two words together.
There you go. It connects words and phrases.
Like it's. It is.
Nope, that's a conjunction. But you
But
sound
it-
confident.
and is a conjunction.
Conjunction, sorry, that's a contraction. My fault, brain. Contraction and conjunction. Fanboys, there are only 7 words that can be a conjunction. F is
For.
for, A,
And.
in,
Nor.
nor, B,
Bus.
O,
Or.
Y,
Yeah,
S.
So. For and nor but or.
So?
Gosh, that was actually so good.
Isn't it like,
It is.
alright bro, you're actually trolling me then.
Well, you did keep saying the same thing over and over
Okay,
again.
well, I was thinking
Nor.
what to say, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
chat.
For real?
Not fun.
You could meet us in the parking lot today after school.
Oh, you're gonna give me food? Perfect.
Yep, uh-huh.
Is it a sluggy sandwich?
My
No,
favorite.
it's gonna be a knuckle sandwich.
Oh, man. Sounds delicious.
It's going to be
I
a
want mine
toast
with
sandwich.
ketchup.
Do you like to play catch, Mr. Brovia?
With knuckles.
You can catch these
Normal down. We play Kyle.
I mean, no,
It's
like,
practically the same
like,
spot.
10
Let's talkies, more righties, more freaky outies.
Maybe instead of focusing on great handwriting, you should just write quick.
That is true. Our teacher did have really close hair.
Oh, no.
And a beard.
That's true also. I could have put that on there.
For and nor but or yes.
Follow me, guys.
So,
Can we go to the library now?
looking at sentence, our teacher had really colorful hair last semester. We're going to see how well we do together.
Yeah.
Our
Pronoun.
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 Remember that one?
No. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Not a pronoun.
Oh my gosh.
I even gave you a list of pronouns. If you wrote them down, you would have looked at that and see the fact that our is not there.
But it's still a pronoun.
Our is describing teacher. Whose teacher?
Brovia.
You. Oh, it's an adjective.
Adjective.
Obvious.
So obvious. Teacher?
I said no.
Noun.
It's a noun. Noun.
Had. Is correct. Really?
Adjective. Adverb.
Adverb.
I saved you guys on that one.
Colorful.
Adjective.
Hair.
Noun.
Last.
Adverb.
Adverb.
Adverb. No. No, it's adjective. Each time you do
Adjective. It's describing
adverb.
It's describing semester.
Adjective. It's an adjective. I use adverb.
I don't know what face I gave. I can't give the face again.
Adjective.
It's an adjective.
Let's go.
Semester.
Noun.
Noun. Yeah, 'cause it's describing a noun.
Noun.
Yeah.
I figure out what face I give. Alright. That was A-N, A-N, and the, T-H-E. They're article adjectives. I don't bother with them. I just call them globetrotter words. You can,
Conjunction.
they're not a conjunction.
No.
That's and.
No, it says on.
Right.
On.
That was a fun speech we heard yesterday. I'll give you a hint. That is not a pronoun. Because that's what most people guess. Even though I just gave you a list of pronouns. So that,
Is this an adverb?
Noun.
adverb,
Yeah.
No.
Noun.
Wait.
It's
The person thinks it's a thing. And that is a thing.
so what are we going with?
Noun.
Noun,
Noun.
Adverb.
adverb.
Okay,
Noun.
I guessed it, but it was not.
So what are you going to go with?
Adverb.
What do you say, Reese?
He's getting ready to scream. Noun. Adverb.
And then let's vote between noun and adverb. Those are the two I'm hearing. Adverb, noun.
Adverb.
Neither.
How about noun?
Do we have any other vote then?
Wait, are you talking about
Adverb.
That.
Oh.
The first word in the sentence.
Adverb.
It is an adverb.
It's an adverb. Noun. Adverb.
That's it. It's a noun.
It's a noun. It's not a person, place, or thing.
Exactly. That's why I put it on there. That's where our abstract things come in. Was
Past tense.
fun.
Noun. No, it's a verb.
Adverb.
No, it's an adjective.
Adjective.
Describing speech.
Speech.
Verb. It's a noun.
Verb.
No, it's a noun.
Noun.
Hang on. Raise hand if you say verb. Raise hand if you say noun.
It's on the list of verbs.
It says a speech.
It's a noun.
It's a noun.
That makes it a noun.
Yeah.
Now, you can give, again, you can speak That's a verb. A speech is a noun.
Pronoun.
We
thing
just
is,
pronoun.
Yeah, we just pronoun.
That we feel strong on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heard.
Verb. Verb.
And yesterday,
Adjective.
I'll even tell you, it's telling you more information about when you heard a thing.
Adverb. Adverb.
I'm failing this test.
So, now here's my thing. For those of you who have never learned this stuff and you're like, it's unfair, let me help you.
Bro, we're not coming
Right below here, there is a link for grammar. It is a video of me teaching you all of these things. And you just watch video and you're good to go. There's even notes you can write down and then use where I explain each one of these things to you, have you write them all down, I explain them and do a little teachy thing for you. You can use these notes on the quiz coming up. If you've never learned them and you don't want to have to do the IXLs, you're welcome to go through and watch video on there. The only thing that's not there is prepositions, and there's no easy way to teach prepositions, so I just give you a list. Those are all the prepositions that exist, and that's just the best way to do it.
What's according to
I don't know why that one's green. It just popped up green and I just left it. Now we get to head over to library. We took a long time talking about the Honor Society thing. I apologize.